Hello, my lovely Leos. Here are your Ascension Oracle Messages for June. Well, I've just had a little meditation and tuned into your energies and been shown a vision. I've had a vision for all of the signs, and boy, there's lots packed into it. So you might need to rerun this a couple of times to get the gist of it. So here goes. Right, initially what I saw was a young woman in a hotel room. It seemed to be dressed in sort of 1930s outfit, so it was a skirt and a jacket suit type of thing with a hat, looking out of a window, and there was a packed suitcase on the bed, and you were ready to leave. So then I saw you at the station, and the train was getting steam up, and it appeared to be the Orient Express. But there was this sense of singledom, loneliness, feeling a need to go on this journey. It also felt like you were going for taking a job out of necessity. So you were sort of booted and suited. And the sadness seemed to stem from walking away from a situation or a relationship or a job or a career. But knowing that this, or feeling that this was the only option for you to take. So once you were on the train, and I looked at it and it said third class and first class, and you were in the third class. So there was a sense of lack about you. And then there was a dear little old lady sitting in first class, and somehow you got moved up, seated opposite her in the dining car, and you shared a meal with her. So I'm going to come back to her in a minute. Then I was shown the story of Jane Eyre and the story of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And the similarities between those two stories is that Jane Eyre was a young, very young, I think she was an orphan, or believed to be an orphan. And in Rebecca, the young girl in that story was on her own, had no family. They both met wealthy, grumpy older men who had huge property. So Mandalay in Rebecca was the house that Mr. De Winter owned, Maxim De Winter owned. And in Jane Eyre, Mr. Rochester owned a very large house, mansion. And the similarities with the stories roll on in that these two girls were very young, very immature, very naive, stepped into lives that they were totally unfamiliar with. Both of them fell for the older man. The older men had secrets. Mr. Rochester had a secret in that he had a wife who was bonkers and knocked away. And Maxim De Winter had a wife who had supposedly drowned in a boating accident. And as the stories unfold, in both stories, both properties burned down. But the girls managed to escape in both stories. So, as I said, it's a bit convoluted, but we'll work our way through it. Now, going back to the vision of the young girl in the hotel being booted and suited. I feel that was also could have been a male, a young male, again booted and suited. He had a little sort of leather briefcase and going for a job. So as a companion, as a to work for somebody. In the stories, it's a bit like servants. They were servants, but I feel for some of you that you may be feeling a little bit lost, and that you're taking on a role or going for a job or an interview that you're hoping will have long-term positive outcome to it. But within the vision is this energy of naivety. So a part of you maybe going into something with your eyes not completely shut, but not completely open either. And that the situations that you're moving into, so whether it's into a relationship, whether it's into a job or career, the person that you're going to be with or work for can appear to be much older. It's not necessary that they are, but looking at it, there's a maturity about them and a naivety about you, but that does change. And so I feel that as you're moving through the month of June, you could be taking on a role that has, there's no clarity to it right at the beginning. You think it's one thing and it'll turn into something totally different. So secrets may be unearthed. You may find out things about these people. It will come to light. And I feel that the metaphor of the properties burning down doesn't feel that's going to be an actual happening or event. It's more metaphysically speaking. In the tarot, it would be the tower moment, when everything seems to crumble and burn down and fall down around you. But out of the ashes of that emerges, in both of those stories, so Mr. Rochester and Maxim de Winter, parts of their lives are destroyed, but they emerge from that tower moment with love in their hearts, with more to offer you than just bricks and mortar. So it feels to me like through the month of June, and it feels like it will go beyond that as well, that there is an energy of upheaval. You taking a leap of faith, going on that, because whenever I see any vehicle in a vision, it's your journey through life. You had the Orient Express, which is quite nice, really. So this decision to take on a role or a job or working for somebody could possibly mean that you have to travel within the country you live in, or even abroad. So you might need to up sticks, because when I saw you in the little hotel room, you just had one little suitcase, so it's like you cleared the decks and you were ready to go off. So it is an adventure in a way. Also, within this scenario, accommodation may be provided for you. So there could be a new home, there could be an apartment or a flat, or even living within somebody else's property. So there's as I say, an adventure to be had, which will not completely unfold, I feel, possibly until we are in January next year, January 2020. Oh, that's when the big alignment comes, Saturn and Pluto. So it will be Aquarius time, which is your opposite sign. So we will have a full moon in Aquarius during August, and then there will be a full moon in Leo during Aquarius time in January, February. So I feel that there's there will be a reveal at that time, although between now and then there might be little snippets of things that come to light. It doesn't by any means feel scary or daunting or you shouldn't do this. However, be discerning when something does show up. Use your intuition, your gut instinct. If it's enticing, you might think, oh, this is really interesting. It feels like I could really get my teeth into this. But there's something that's just still a little bit beneath the surface. Some of you might want to run for the hills because you think, no, poor, I'm not going there. It doesn't feel right to me. But for others of you, this could be the one. So this is from the Romance Angels. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Well, I feel on some level that yes, some of you might feel that you know who this person is. And on another level, this can be someone from a past life. Because an awful lot of us are clearing the decks with old patterns and programming of how we have related in the past to allow us to bring in the divine masculine, the divine feminine, soulmates, twin flames, that sort of energy, which will take us through with all of these planetary changes and different energies. We're partnering up with the ones we came in to partner up with for the long run, okay? And also, if you look at this beautiful picture, it's a very posh house with leaded windows, leaded lights. So for you to be aware that within this scenario of the two stories running in tandem, Rebecca and Jane Eyre, they actually met the love of their lives. They had to go through huge upheavals and walking away, being called back again. So if you've already experienced part of this scenario and you find yourself in a certain part of the timeline, then how it unfolds for you, as I say, some of you might be the ones who've actually walked away because you couldn't handle the secret or the what had come to light. But you may also feel that something is calling you back to step into this scenario again, but with your eyes opened, with this feeling of unfinished business. It's unfinished business. I know there's something else that I have to experience with this person, with this situation, that will take you beyond any hurt feelings you might have had. So I've got some oracle cards for you, and they're all very, very interesting. So I'm going to put these two groups together. First of all, we have brotherhood and introspection. So my sense of the brotherhood energy is you're moving away from any soul attachments you've had to others within relationships, within romantic dealings with others, because you're now drawing in a brotherhood or sisterhood of like-minded beings who will assist you and encourage you through the highs and lows and the ups and downs of achieving that goal. So getting onto that train, knowing an adventure is coming up, not quite clear as to what's going to show, but knowing on a very deep level that you're called to it. So introspection says, as a master, I turn myself within. I see my inner world, rigorously checking my self-inventory. I am never deceived by myself. I know myself completely. So when we have a period of introspection, it's taking that time to have a look at past associations. Now, through tail end of June into July, we have Mercury going retrograde yet again. Jupiter is retrograde. I think practically all of the planets are taking a trip backwards. So sometimes it can feel like the train is stuck at a junction where the red light has come up. Stop, stuck, wait, delay. But it's there for a purpose. It's for safety reasons. So I'm going to take you to the first class carriage where the little old lady was sitting, and you shared a meal, because she feels like a guide, an assistant, a guardian, a fairy godmother. She just has this energy about her. She is wise. She is crone energy. She's divine feminine. She's divine goddess energy. She's you, okay, whether you're male or female. She is you. She's part of you. She's that wise old bird who knows a thing or two. And it just happens that you're sitting opposite her in this beautiful carriage and sharing food and conversation. So this could mean that somebody literally comes into your life and seemingly out of the blue and gives you words of wisdom. But I think on another level, it's just your wisdom rising up, coming to the fore whilst we're going through this retrograde period. And she can show up in all sorts of different ways. In our dreams, you might see a movie or a TV program or open up a magazine, and there's that energy staring at you. And the words, you can either read them or hear them, and it'll resonate with you, and you think, now I know why I've been halted and delayed. It isn't really a delay at all, is it? It's a time for me to look within, to have a good look at what you are doing. Is it serving you well? Who you're associating with, are they serving you well? Are you giving your energy away to other people and depleting your own? So I asked for an animal for you, and these are the Native American medicine cards, and you have squirrel, or squirrel as they say in the US of A. So squirrel energy is about gathering. You know, they gather nuts and hide them away for the winter months. So when squirrel shows up in our energies, this is advising you to squirrel things away. This can be possessions, it can be money, it can be ideas, it can be information. So sometimes we squirrel things away in our minds that we can then bring forward at a later time and say, oh, you know, I learned about that years ago, and then it'll show up when it's appropriate, when it is apt. For maybe one or two of you, this also feels like escape money. So if some of you are considering leaving a situation, a relationship that is perhaps toxic or unhealthy for you, that you squirrel away some escape money. And also for you to be able to call on the fairy godmother energy to assist you with your escape, so that you feel safe. And if it's not just about you, but small people as well, to take into consideration, calling on the fairy godmother energy will supply you with all the means, all the assistance, all the help that you need in the shape of a human being or human beings. Know that there is help there, there is assistance. Know that you are brave enough to step away from something that is holding you back. And wonderful things coming. Wonderful things coming for you. Now, the number 26 adds up to 8. And 8 is the number associated with money, with possessions, with earthly possessions, material things. So as you squirrel things away, as I said, things will come to fruition for you a little bit further down the track. I don't feel all of you have to wait till January of next year. Things can really show up sooner than that. When Mercury turns direct again at the end of July, I believe. So with a little squirrel card, it says, use time and energy properly, waste nothing on negativity, and gather the rewards of stewardship. So use time and energy properly. So if you're using your time and your energy to worry or to be anxious, that causes stress and you can't think clearly. So turn your focus and use your energy in such a way that you daydream. Just daydream how you would like things to be. Just add to it every day. Sit quietly or go for a walk. Sun is shining. Feel yourself in the zone. Call in the fairy godmother energy. Feel yourself comforted by that, like you've got someone's arm around your shoulders. That divine feminine energy, where you are nurtured, where you are cherished, where you are loved. Hand over your concerns, and that's when the answers, the solutions pop in. So waste nothing on negativity. Once you've told your story once, don't tell it again. Because when we do that, when we repeat the negative stories, like the record going round and round and round, you're activating that negative energy. So we start to tell a different story. So gather the rewards of stewardship. Rewards are due. They will show up. You've got the 8 energy there, and 8 is August, Leo energy. So by your next birthday, during the beautiful August energy, you're going to feel much more alive and vibrant, and any glooms that have been hanging around you, they will really, really start to lift. Now, we have here Healing with the Angels card. So the energy coming to you through this card is very powerful, healing energy. I've also got my painting here of the Galactic Commander, and he's all about beaming healing energies at you. So to lift you out of the glooms, and to it's just like a spotlight along the path. So it's lighting your pathway, lighting your way. So this is a beautiful angel of trust. So the energy flowing to you, through you, around you, through June, is advising you to trust. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. Ask for signs. Ask the universe to show you in the most easiest recognizable way for you. So to finish off with, we're going to have a card from the Angels of Abundance Oracle cards. I feel a sadness, grief lifting from a lot of you. It's like you've been carrying a very heavy rucksack with all of this grief in it for a long time. It's weighed you down, and you haven't been able to look up at the sunshine and feel that joy. But the sun is shining on you, always is, it rules you. The sun rules Leo. Right, let's have a look, see what the Angels of Abundance want to share with us. Oh, lovely. Focus on your priorities. There's a beautiful angel, or a fairy godmother. See, she's got the lamp, lighting your way. And it says, where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. So don't keep telling your old story. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So when we ask our angelic helpers to light the path, to show us the way, all sorts of little signs show up. You may see a squirrel. A squirrel might show up. So that will be an indication for you to, oh yeah, right, what did Amanda say about that? Oh yes, I've got to squirrel things away. I've got to put things away. It's not for a rainy day, but it's for your future security, and it's a way of empowering you as well. So when we allow the universe to bring things to us for our good, it's saying, right, I totally trust that more is coming. More good stuff is coming. I can afford to put something away. And I know that the assistance, the help, the support that I need is available to me at any time. So another, that's a bit of a weird one, my lovely. So I hope it's been of some help to you. If you don't know the stories of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, I think it is, how they just both popped into my head and I saw the similarities in both stories. That's the way I get my vision. So, you know, being a visionary, that's how it is shown to me. So if you watch the movies of both of the stories and or read the books have a very different energy to them than the movies. You may glean something more from either or both of those stories that I can possibly give in this video, which can really help you to focus on your priorities, see the programs you might have been unconsciously following for a long time, and know that in both of those scenarios there are happy endings, and I feel there are happy endings anyway. Because you are loved, you are cherished, you're very precious, you're beautiful, shiny beings. So I'll leave that with you, my darlings. Thank you so much for watching and sharing. Please subscribe, because that really helps to support my channel. And if any of you would like a private session with me, details are in the box below. If you'd like a look at my artwork, or commission a piece for yourself or for a loved one, again, details are in the box below. So have a wonderful June, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.